Welcome back. Security experts are urging the Nigerian federal government to join forces with neighbouring countries, including the Benin Republic, Chad and Niger, to dismantle the Lakurawa terrorist group threatening Nigeria's security. Retired Brigadier General Sani Usman, speaking to Leadership newspaper, emphasized the importance of a proactive, multidimensional approach to countering the new terror group in the northwest and avoiding past mistakes that allowed Boko Haram to gain ground in the northeast. General Usman also stressed the need for improved intelligence gathering and sharing among security agencies to quickly identify and intercept emerging threats. He called for heightened cooperation to prevent the Lakurawa sect from gaining strength and destabilizing the region. The Defense Headquarters last week alerted the nation on the presence of a new terror group in the northwest states, Kebbi and Sokoto. At the weekend, its fighters have reportedly killed 15 persons in Kebbi, in additional 2 second police formations in areas it operates. To discuss this, we're joined by Editor-Chief, Security Digest. He joins me here this very morning. Thank you so much for being here this morning, Mr. Chidi Omeje.
Thank you for having me, and good morning.
All right, so good morning. How will the presence of the Lakurawas in the northwest region, currently as we speak, affect regional security, considering its links to ISIS in the Sahel?
First of all, we have to understand that the entrance of these guys into the fray means an additional layer of insecurity, in the country. So it calls for concern. We need to take a closer look at the drivers of these incidents. This particular Lakurawa, the actual name is Islamic State in the Greater Sahara, IGSIS, or Islamic State in Sahel. So Lakurawa is just a local acronym, a local moniker for them, but they are actually a part and parcel of the global terror network that are amassed in the Sahel region, owing to the geopolitics in that particular area. Of course, you know that the political instability in Mali, in Niger Republic, up to Burkina Faso, have created a fertile ground for all manner of terrorists, to operate there. And given the fact that our country, has these almost about 1,400 kilometers of borderline between Nigeria and Niger, that actually characterized by deserts, mountainous areas, and forests. And these borders are totally unmanned, and making it possible for them to all those terrorists amassing in Sahel region to have easy access to Nigeria, which is more stabilized region for them. So they come in here to steal things, to stock their arms, stock their logistics support, and then ship them back to the epicenter of their terrorism. So Nigeria has become some kind of ground for them to prepare well. So but another thing again is that we should not be seeing them as a new terror group. They are not actually a new terror group. They've been here for the past 6 years. They are just building their cells, and this what we should be talking about is that there's a new momentum they have created, which is what our security agencies are now seen as having a new terror group. They have always been here. The issue is that they have more or less kickstarted their real intent as a terror group. So it's a big issue for Nigeria now, because we now have another entrance of formidable terror groups that have global network. So it calls for concern, really.
But let's also look at the measures. What measures can be taken now to strengthen joint border security operations along the Niger-Chad borders to actually prevent further infiltration?
Well, many measures can actually be adopted. First on the list should be technology. We must embrace technology at this point in time, because like I pointed out to you, you have a very massive border areas, bordering Nigeria and what they call the Niger Republic, and most of these areas are totally unmanned. So we need to do more of what we call community-based intelligence gathering, where you integrate the community people into your efforts, because they are the ones on ground, they are the ones who know and see when these things are happening, and they should be able to, see something and tell you something. But that's probably on the long run. But currently, as it is now, the government has no option than to, be intentional about dealing with that situation. Because if you allow it to fester, if you allow them to gain ground, get foothold, it's going to pose a formidable threat to our sovereignty, because you have a formidable terror network in that Sahara region having free access to our country, and so so the big issue, the big driver of this security is actually the border, the unmanned borders between Nigeria and Niger Republic up to Benin Republic. So we need to find something to do about it. This is something that we need to be very critical about. It's not something to play around with, because the moment you allow time, just like we did in Boko Haram own, you see them building, much more networks, having footholds, and then conscripting the locals. Currently, we don't have much of our Nigerian locals in that particular group. But if you allow time, they'll be able to conscript them. We read somewhere that they're actually paying people up to 1 million naira to get it on their phone. So given the level of poverty in the country, a lot of people will find that very attractive. And the moment they are able to infiltrate our locals and are able to conscript our locals, then the game has changed, and it will be a bigger problem for the country.
Okay, you did talk about the locals, but let's even ask concerning the locals now. What role do you think local communities play in providing information on the wanted Lakurawa's members? We also hear that they're giving over 1 million naira to members of communities to indeed join the clan. And how do you think the military can ensure effective collaboration as we speak now?
You see, I talked about what we call community-based intelligence gathering. Community-based intelligence gathering is very key at this moment. What it means is to integrate the communities into your security architecture, make them a key partner in their efforts. Now, how do I mean? It means that you have to work with not just the community members, but essentially the community leaders and the youth and all the people who are able to see things happening. And then we're able to give you the needed information that will translate to actionable intelligence. So it is important that we create a robust community-based intelligence gathering effort to be sure that people are part of the whole effort. I've told you that the issue we have in this particular incident is the issue of unmanned border. That create room for terror networks to seep into our country. So we should be able to those countries and those communities in the fringes should be able to be factored in, and then they'll be part of it. So I advocate for community-based intelligence gathering as a model that will deal with this particular situation. This is not a time for to dilly-dally. It's called for that time. It's material in this issue, because the moment you allow them to have a foothold in our communities, then it will be very, very difficult to counter them.
We also have heard other people or persons or other experts highlight the fact that some of these, like the Lakurawas and the likes, have sponsors from different parts of the world globally. Of course, they have an affiliation, just as they mentioned that they're affiliated to ISIS and the likes. But do you also share a similar thought, especially looking at the security aspect, that there could also be any form of collaboration that they have, which has emboldened them to carry out these actions? They have collaborations even from within, internally. Do you think they also may have that, perhaps, which has emboldened them to carry out these acts of insurgency?
There's a huge possibility for what you just said. It's very possible. Don't forget, like I mentioned to you, that these people didn't just enter this month. They've been here since 2016, 2017. They've been in that axis, but they came in surreptitiously, and they were not very violent when they came in. In fact, they were even collaborating with the communities to fight bandits. So so they had a long-term plan. So now they have to take a football. As we're talking now, I won't be surprised if they have already developed some level of synergy, with some community members. So it becomes a problem. So, but don't forget also that we have a lot of conflict merchants in this country who will definitely want to, do business with these people. The moment money exchange hands, and these guys have a lot of war chest because they have these are offshoot, or rather they have link with global terror network, the Al Qaeda, the Al Shabaab, and then of course the Islamic States terror networks. So they have this border network, meaning that they have the great war chest, they have enough money to play around with, and in a country like ours where poverty have been weaponized, it will be quite easy to have people, conflict merchants who will find their activities very, very, very attractive, and then they become very important, become very key to what they are doing. So it's a possibility. So I agree with you.
All right. Thank you so much for talking to us, Mr. Chidi Omeje, Editor-in-Chief for Security Digest. Thanks for your time.